So obviously this is full of fire, power, bossing people around, full of fire, full of anger as well. It could be about anger. And I think there was a lot of anger here. I am picking up on a lot of anger in this card. It's not as bad as it was, I just have to say that, but there was a lot of anger and you were feeling that. I think maybe you, it's like you held this in, or you felt as if you had to hold this in. You still have some anger toward this person, and there's also a little bit of hurt that's still around you now, I think, around this person that I'm seeing here. So, okay, this is what I'm getting. I don't know if this is going to make any sense at all, but this is what I'm seeing. Okay, there was a third party here, and I think the person you were with, I think they either left you for someone else or they ended up with an ex of theirs. And yeah, it feels to me as if you're almost paralyzed when you found this out. It was like this huge shock. You were just paralyzed. You couldn't move. I know that might sound really strange to a lot of people that haven't been through something like this. And of course, everyone's different when they're when they face something terrible like this. But, a lot of people say, oh, if that happened to me, if my partner did that to me, if they did that, I'd leave right away and I'd do this to them and I'd be so angry. But quite often, when you do love someone and, you're going along and everything seems fine and, then you find out something like this, you can't just turn your feelings off. You can't just turn them off like a switch. You can't just turn off all your hopes off. You can't turn your dreams off. You can't just switch it all off in a second. It takes time to process things. And I think maybe taking your time for a while, that's what you're doing. You're taking your time, thinking about things. And I think maybe that frustrated some people around you. Might have been your close friends or some people who are maybe your family. I'm just getting this horrible kind of weird feeling. It feels like, it feels like you're the filling in a sandwich, actually. And you've got people on one side telling you what to do and kind of getting frustrated when you don't do what they tell you to do. And then you've got this love connection on the other side hurting you, and you're kind of just working out what to do about that. So, you did get through this, but they still anger you. And I can absolutely see why. Of course I can. I'd be really angry as well. There's this feeling of, oh, they got away with things. They got away with things. And I think you are probably surprised, and you still are quite surprised. I think you're still surprised at some of the people who stood by them and didn't stand by you. You lost a lot of people and when this happened, and I think it still angers you when you think about this. I can absolutely see why. Yeah, it's a horrible start, I know, but at least you're away from them. You're away from them. That's one thing. Okay, so the next card you have, you pass the Hanged Man. Yeah, I think there are still a few areas in your life where, quite a lot maybe, where you're still not moving forward. You've gotten over all of that pretty much. And again, I'm seeing people around you, they might be saying things like, oh, why don't you go here? Why don't you go out and do this or whatever? It's not like you're the hermit. It doesn't feel like that. It's not like you're sitting there by yourself, never talking to anyone. You do get out. You do see people. You do things. But I think you've probably just gotten to the point where, unless it's something you absolutely, truly love to do and want to do, you're just not going to do it. You're not going to do things just for the sake of doing them. And I think this is probably the start of a really, really good, really positive process for you where it's like your life's a bit like a garden, let's say, and you're pulling out the weeds. You're discarding what you don't want, and you're only keeping the things you do want. And not just that, you're only keeping things that are exceptional, things and people. People you truly love, people you absolutely want in your life, exceptional things. You're getting rid of the weeds and you're keeping the roses, basically. And I think this is probably going to lead you to weeding out things on the inside as well. Feelings you don't want, aspects of your inner personality that you don't like very much. And yeah, I think there are things that you felt, things that you had in your life inside and outside as well. Things you had and did because of this person in the Emperor, and you'd kind of kept some of those things. And I think this is the time to kind of get rid of all of that as well. Okay, I'm seeing something quite specific here, and it's about feelings, and I just want you to know this. If this is all resonating with you, this is what I want you to know. Okay, there's a feeling that I think you have, and you don't have it all the time. It comes to you sometimes. You know, it's like sometimes you wake up in the night with this feeling. You know, sometimes you wake up in the morning with this feeling, I think, and it's horrible. It feels like you know, it kind of feels like, oh, I feel so bad about myself. I hate this feeling. I just want it to go away. I just want this to go away. When is this feeling going to go away? And this is going to sound really strange, I know, but I'm saying it anyway, which is what I'm doing all the time now. You probably don't know this, but I think this person, this ex, feels a lot of guilt and a lot of the same horrible feelings that you do. They feel a lot of those horrible feelings. Now, it probably doesn't seem like that to you, I know, but they do. They absolutely do. That's what I'm seeing. Now, I don't know if this will help you. It's just something to think about. Every time you feel like that, if you wake up in the morning, say, and you feel like that, and you're having this horrible feeling, just think to yourself something like, oh, that's what they feel like. I see. They're feeling like that, are they? It's a kind of little psychological trick that works sometimes. I'm not just saying that because it's a trick. They do really feel like that. They do feel guilt. They have these bad feelings. But it might help you to know that, and it might help you to use that knowledge for yourself. So if this is you, try that. Whenever you have this horrible feeling, just think, oh, that's what they're feeling like. And that's why I'm feeling this, because I'm just getting a reminder of what they're feeling like. It might help you to do that, to kind of turn the feeling around in the reverse, upside down, like the man in this card. So yeah, that's a good thing to kind of think about if that resonates with you, because it's something that's helped me, and it's something that helps other people as well. I've told that to other people, it's helped them. So I hope that works for you if that resonates. The last card you have for your pasts, the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you see, this is about clarity. This is about clarity, cutting everything out, things that aren't right for you, absolutely everything inside and out. This card's quite ruthless about that. And yeah, there's someone else around you as well. I'm not seeing any problems with them. But because you're going through this process, they might be feeling some standoffishness coming from you or something like that. Yeah, I think you just have a lot to work through when it comes to love. They are thinking about you a lot. I can see that. They think about you all the time, actually. They're very, very deep feelings, quite serious feelings toward you. There's a lot of seriousness here. I'm just looking at the top of this sword, and, you know, there's an olive branch and a palm leaf on different sides, and that can represent male and female energy. That doesn't have to mean that this is a male and a female relationship. It can be any relationship. But what's standing out to me is this crown, and that, you know, and the crown means, to me, it means seriousness, royalty, importance. So that's how they see your connection. That's what they want. Serious. They want a serious relationship. They see it as very serious, very important. And that's how they feel, whether you realise it or not. So, yeah. Okay, the first card you have your presence, the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, I think there also might have been some kind of physical barrier between you as well. I'm seeing a lot of work, a lot of practical things that are in the way. So, yeah, they're not getting to spend that much time around you. And they're feeling that. They really miss you. That's what I'm getting here as well. As in the Ace of Swords, they really, really miss you. They love spending time with you. They love being around you. They think they fit in well with you as well. I'm seeing that as well in this card. There's also a little bit of frustration around work here. That's what I'm seeing. I'm just getting this, someone going off on their own, or they're taking something and running away with it, something like that, or they're spending too much time sitting on something and they're not taking action, and no one else can do anything because they're kind of holding on to this thing. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's very, very frustrating. It feels very frustrating, and you know, you just want to get this done. I don't think there's any point in going to anyone else over this. I'm just getting this feeling that you know, it's like, you know, that if you complain, nothing's going to happen. That's what I'm getting. I think something will happen, though. I'm telling you, something's going to happen. I think what's eventually going to happen is you might have to take this over from them, or someone else will. They might be taken off this whole thing, this whole project, or whatever this is. Someone might just step in, a boss or someone, and say, no, I don't think you should work on this anymore. I'm going to take this away from you. That's what I'm getting. It's going to happen quietly. I'm not seeing any drama around this. I don't know if this is a senior person. It's someone that a lot of people have respect for, not because of the position they're in. They're not in a high position. It's like they're almost like a sacred cow. It's like no one can touch them. It's really strange, but yeah, this is going to be taken off them, but maybe in a way that's careful and diplomatic. And because they have this kind of sacred cow status, they're not going to be punished or anything like that. That's what I'm seeing. Very strange. Yeah, I'm also seeing some kind of investigation around work or your workplace or something. I don't know whether this is about the way they practice. It's not about you. It doesn't involve you. But if you're asked questions that are to do with this, just be careful. Just be careful of how you answer the questions. Take your time. Answer things carefully. Don't be rushed. I just saw that. Be very, very careful. Okay, so the next card you have for your presence, the Fool. Yeah, there are a lot of struggles in this reading. I hate to see that, but this is what I'm seeing, so I have to say this. Okay, what I'm seeing here is protection, trying to protect someone, trying to stop someone. It feels like you're trying to protect someone from themselves, I should say. It's like, this little dog in this card is kind of barking at this Fool and saying, no, don't jump off the cliff. It feels like that. This is someone you really care about. It might be your child or a relative. It's someone very, very close to you. And I think you see yourself in this person. That's why I'm seeing a relative or a child of yours or something. You see yourself in them. They're a lot like you. They're so much like you that sometimes you clash. You struggle to communicate sometimes because you're just so alike. And there's this feeling of, I don't know if they appreciate me. That's how you might be feeling. It's like, I try with them, but I don't know if they appreciate what I do. I think they probably have a lot of struggles, actually. They struggle to show you a lot of what's in their head. So if this resonates, I think you're always going to feel very, very close. You're always going to have a very close relationship with this person. It's a closeness that you both feel. It's like it just goes without saying that you both feel this. But if you're wondering whether they appreciate you or not, they absolutely do. I have to tell you that. There's something about them, I think, that's going to come out later. It's going to be revealed later on, maybe even in a few years' time. It's nothing to worry about. It's just something that they're dealing with inside themselves. And I think if you back off, I'm not saying you're bothering them, but if you back off, I know this is scary, but if you kind of sit back and you say to them something like, I'm always here for you, you know that, and I want you to come to me if you have a problem, and I always care about you, I love you very much. But then kind of back off and then just let them go. I think what will happen is they'll come forward to you and they'll start to open up and talk to you. That's what I'm seeing there, but they're still going to keep this big thing to themselves, maybe even for a year, maybe even longer than that. That's what I'm seeing. So they're not going to tell you this big thing for a while. But with other things, generally, I think they'll open up a lot more if you do back off a little bit. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, the last card you have your presence, the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, again, this relationship between you and this person in the Fool card, it's not a love connection, I just have to say that, but it's a very, very close connection. It's really, really stable. It's a stable connection. And I think it's coming up. I think this is coming up here to show you the stability, because you're having these doubts, maybe that's why that's coming up here. I think there are some worries about how they're coping with things, and some worries about feeling shut out by this person as well. I'm seeing that again in this card. The connection you have solid, that's what this is showing me, and I have to keep on saying that to you. That's what I feel like I have to keep saying. And I think you probably do sense that, you know, there's something they're not telling you. They're not opening up about something, whatever this is, and it's on their mind all the time. But this is the slow card. You know, it's about patience, stability, things happening slowly but surely. So slowly but surely they are going to come around to telling you this, but it's not going to happen for a long time. Try not to take that personally if this resonates, because whatever this is, it's a really big thing. It's a big thing for them. And they just need to sort this out themselves before they tell you or anyone. My feeling is that, you know, when they're ready to talk, when they're ready to say this, I think you'll probably be the first one they tell. And that's because no matter how many times you clash or whatever happens between you, you're very, very solid. And that's the big, big message in this card. You have a very, very solid, strong connection. So just remember that. All right, so the first card you have, you features the 9 of Wands. Yeah, this is really, really good. I love seeing this. I think you're moving forward, absolutely moving forward. You're coming out of this time where you just, you know, where you just accepted whatever and whoever was around you. You're weeding your garden, keeping the roses. I think there still might be some people around you who are sort of half and half, if that makes sense. You know, maybe you still have some mutual friends or mutual relatives even sort of left over from that time when you're with this ex, that you still talk to, maybe still in your life. And I think some of them might be fine, but I think you might still be a little bit on the fence about some of these people. I'm just looking at this man, and he's, you know, he's not just on the fence, he is the fence. You know, he's part of the fence. And yeah, I think some of these people that you're not sure about, I don't think they're trying to hurt you. They're absolutely not doing that. They're not out to hurt you anyway. They might be hurting you without realizing it, in the way that I think you might be struggling with some memories that come with them. They might remind you of this ex or the time you had, or something. Or it might be that they're bringing up the ex or they're talking about them. So, you know, I think you're just going to have to kind of minimize your time with them while you're deciding what to do around them. I do think that actually eventually you'll probably totally move away from these people. You know, I think it's just going to naturally, you know, you're going to naturally fade away from them. I think that's what I'm seeing. But at this time, I think you're still kind of on the fence about some of them. Okay, so the next card you have, your future, is the Ace of Cups. Okay, I'm seeing two things here. And yeah, they're relating to other things I've been seeing here. The first one is with this love connection. Yeah, this person I don't think you've had a lot of time with recently, actually. Yeah, I think they have really, really big ideas about your relationship and where this is going to go. They have very, very deep feelings for you. Very, very, very deep feelings. And I don't know if they're telling you this. They're probably not. I think, for one, they're feeling this distance from you. And I think they're probably taking it quite slowly around you in terms of, you know, how they're acting and what they're saying to you. Yeah, they feel a lot more than what they're telling you. They're feeling really, really strong feelings. They're getting these really deep, very strong feelings for you. And I think, you know, they don't want to scare you away. That's the feeling I'm getting. And, you know, you are distant, not just because you're busy, but you're going through this external and internal process as well. That's on this card as well. You know, this dove's going into this cup. He's going through this process. It's an emotional process. This is the emotional card. And this is looking really good. It's looking really good for you. You're going to be so much stronger emotionally after this. You're not going to have to use these tricks that I was showing you in the Hanged Man. You're going to get rid of all those horrible feelings. It's going to be a little bit difficult while you're going through it, but once you're through this, you're going to be so much stronger emotionally. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing going on with this person who's around you. Okay, so the last card you have for your future is the Page of Wands. Okay, yeah, this can be about... It's like a feeling of, am I good enough? I want this, but can I actually do this? Because this page is looking up to the top of this wand and he's saying, I want this, I want to do something, but I don't know how to do this, because Page is a student, so they're not quite sure how to do things yet. So again, I think this is about this love connection. I think they absolutely 100% want this to happen between you. They have a lot of passion for you, but I think their passion's not at the stage they want it to be yet, and they're not kind of letting it out yet, if that makes sense. Their passion's at the Page stage, not at the Knight stage, not at the King stage, and that's for a reason. They'd like it to be in the King stage, I think, but they're trying to hold this back, and they don't want to scare you off. That's what I keep on seeing. And this is a really good sign, actually. It feels really respectful to me. They're respecting your feelings and they're respecting what you're going through. So that looks really good. So I think eventually you'll probably come a bit closer to them when you've gone through this whole process. And they're very, very, they love you so much. They're willing to wait for anything, I think. They really, really are. That's what I'm getting.